Okie dokie, so last stream we got to the Chucklehuck Woods. We really didn't explore it all, so that's what today's goal is going to be. So I did some checking and it looked to me like we are about at the... We're just shy of 2/3 basically. Like the end of this section would be about the 1/3 point, is what I mean to say. So I was hoping to do this in potentially as few as 3 streams, but it's looking like a 4-stream game as it turns out. Not a big deal, mind you, but... at this point I might actually delve into some of the side content a little bit more. Partly because I want to. I like this game. Damn it. These run a lot, so the gold beans obviously are very good to defeat, but are very slippery, so unfortunately our odds of actually fighting one are very low. Another thing I actually kind of forgot about mechanically are the different types of beans. We'll get a total rundown on Chuckle beans in a bit, but there are a couple other types as well. We saw the he beans from minigames. Those are almost exclusively given through minigames. Blue beans are dropped by a lot of enemies, including these in theory, I think. And these all have a purpose later on, which we'll be seeing, hopefully, before too long. Hi Nicole, welcome on in. That would be a very different, it'd be a very different game if Mario characters could swear more, to be honest. Yeah, I hope everyone's doing okay today. I'm having a better day than I have been, which, maybe isn't saying a lot, admittedly. The other thing I wanted to mention is I still don't know what game I want to do for game clearing. I have an option in mind. There's a 3D platform I really want to play called Lunistis, I think. Basically, it's a game about a tanuki. And it's kind of like a PS1 and 64 style platformer. Again, the way I like to play RPGs is fighting everything. So do not be surprised if we get into battle a lot in this playthrough. It's been a week. I don't remember the last stat I actually upgraded, but that was worth it. So Luigi actually almost always is outpacing Mario, and it actually gets worse later on, because there's a lot of sections where Luigi's on his own, more so than Mario being on his own, which is kind of interesting. So yeah, their levels tend to get kind of spread out anyway, but Luigi also typically levels up faster, I find. Sometimes in the Luigi segments, I basically ignore every enemy, and Luigi still outpaces Mario. So we saw this mechanic earlier, but these Koopas block the path. Dude, no matter what you hit me with, you can't knock me down, I think. Unfortunately, we can't do anything about that for a little bit, so we just have to kind of move on. We will eventually be able to deal with that, but it'll be a bit. Like 4 more areas, I think. Nope, that doesn't sound right. Like 5 areas, I think. I have put so much time into this game, though. I feel like I'm kind of just flying through it, and like I'm not even reading a lot of signs, because I kind of just know what to do. But that sign will basically tell you to, like, do this. Like, take the barrel and deflect the fireball back at the mask, like so. Well, one thing I am proud of myself about is, even though I didn't stream a whole lot last week beyond the first part of Mario & Luigi, I actually got a lot of editing done, which was nice. So I got quite a bit edited of the Kitsune Tales streams. So those are going to be going up on Fridays, at least. I only am scheduling one a week, just so things don't fall behind, so I have a decent, backlog, because I am bad at editing things consistently. I'll go through huge blocks where I just don't edit anything. But yeah, part 1 of Kitsune Tales went up last Friday, and that'll be like 7 videos or so. But again, I again do have a YouTube channel, two YouTube channels. One's a VOD channel, one is a main channel of sorts with like edited videos. So a lot of them aren't edited too much. A lot of them are just kind of presented relatively as is, other than leaving out deaths or like redundant parts. In the case of Kiri's playthrough of Kitsune Tales, I cut out a lot of Kiri's route because it's just the same thing again, but with a different moveset. So I just kind of kept in like key conversations, mostly. Like interesting conversations, or like the new bosses and stuff. So yeah, I also got Kitsune Zero edited down as well. So that will last until July, so I'm feeling very good about that, actually. At some point, I might consider dual streaming. The main concern I have is I have a 3060. I'm not entirely sure if like a 3060 and dual streaming is a great idea, if I'm being honest. Or if that'd be kind of pushing the system requirements a little bit more than I would like to. Because even as is, I feel like I drop frames from time to time. I don't know why, because I feel like I should be managing okay. But I do drop frames from time to time, and trying to multi-stream I think would just make it even worse, so I do hesitate for that reason. Also, I'm being silly. We should actually use our bros attacks, because we need to start leveling these up, actually. Truth be told though, I don't really like the advanced versions of most bros attacks. Most of them are just kind of okay. Some are really good, others are just kind of mid. I'll probably run. Nope, he's gonna attack. Okay, ouch. There's one move that's actually kind of necessary to get certain missable items, actually. But yeah, that drops a rare badge for us. The Spike badge, which is very good, actually, if memory serves. Lowers power a bit. No, wait, that's the wrong one. It lets you jump on spike enemies, and actually lets you deal double damage to spike enemies. An upgraded version is dropped by a boss later on, but we'll get to that later, obviously. Maybe today, actually, if all goes well. Alright, so that's for later. So, yeah, you do have these little maps. This is a region map. It shows your current location and the location of save albums. If you lose track of where you are, just check your map. So yeah, these areas aren't that big, to be honest. Again, I guess this sort of counts as a dungeon. Poems of Love Volume 2 by Bubble's original owner, Chateau de Chucklehuck. Top Barrel Man, I spy new lands and visions. Green Bee Barrel Man. L picks the barrel icon, B climbs up on top. So again, I didn't read the first one. For some reason, I just passed right by it. Yeah, basically just a tutorial, nothing too fancy. I am not on my A game with dodging today. I am taking a lot of damage, but hey, guess how many mushrooms we have? We have 51. I think we're okay. Yeah, I think we're gonna be fine, even if I kind of botch a lot of action commands today. So yeah, in general, I definitely think this is one of my most played RPGs, partly because it's not that long. So a lot of this is just kind of burned into my memory. The only issues I am probably going to run into are hidden blocks, which I'm not going to go for all the hidden blocks in this playthrough. The 3DS version adds a tracker, basically, for hidden blocks, but and also beans as well, like the dig spots. But this version doesn't track that, so given my memory is already pretty bad, I'm not gonna, like, try to keep track of everything. I do like the little hoo-hoo-hoo Mario does whenever jumping on the barrel. Alright, we already got to this section. We have this character up here. I am Chucklehuck, Protector of Woods. Ahead is Great Tree, Mother Chuckola. Or Chuckalola, actually. I've been reading that wrong my whole life. Only some may pass, some who find all three kinds of Chuckola fruit. White Chuckola fruit. red Chuckola fruit, purple Chuckola fruit. Find 3 types of Chuckola fruit here, then it let you pass. Why can he do that? He's very talented. It's like being able to like shift parts of his entire face. It's like that feels like it would hurt, actually. A lot of things in this game was like, yeah, probably best not to question too deeply, because that's kinda messed up, actually. Volume 3 by Bubble's original owner, Chateau de Chucklehuck. When 2 are distant, pressing start, but once will do. Souls will reunite. So basically telling you, hey, switch. Yeah, we have to switch a bunch to get through this little puzzle area of sorts. Gotta switch it up like Nintendo, as the song says. I don't know why, because I am in the age bracket for things like this, but for some reason when I say things like this, I can't help but feel like I have slight... I don't know how to even describe it, but like... how do you do fellow kids energy when I like quote popular things? I don't know why. It's like I am a millennial. I should be able to say that, but just for some reason it just feels a little bit off, like for reasons I don't quite understand. So the goal of this is that gate is timed. We have to quickly get over to it with Mario in his small form. So I left Mario by the hole so we can quickly, I said quickly, swap over and hit the switch. Voila. Got a white Chuckola fruit. So 1 out of 3. You're a Gen Zer and I feel that like that sometimes. Yeah, like, oh yeah, by the way, there's actually a coin trick. You can do this infinitely. I don't know how this works, like where we're getting the coins from. But yeah, you can get infinite coins that way. It's not really necessary. I don't feel like this is a very money-heavy RPG. I'd almost say Bowser's Inside Story is. And to some extent Partners in Time. I still need to play Brothership. I am not doing that for game clearing though, because I don't want to commit to a long SRPG on stream. Wait, does that take help from Luigi? Like, I'll talk about Riz occasionally, and I'll talk about things being sus, but even I have my limits with some things. Like, I don't really like some of the current slang. Not because it's like inherently bad or anything, but just kind of like, I feel like I'm too old for this. Okay, so we have these little like Shy Guys. I think these are first in Yoshi's Island. I also was like realizing I could have done Yoshi's Island for Fox Girls Favorites, and this actually raises the question of why didn't I? The frustrating part is I'm very, like, compulsive at times. So, unfortunately, because I already missed out on chronologically when I would have grown up with Yoshi's Island, I have a slight aversion to going back in time to tackle Yoshi's Island, and this is completely just me being picky about things like this, and this doesn't matter whatsoever, and I should just be able to play the game I want to play whenever, but again, I'm trying to set up a chronology, and so, like, oops, I forgot a game, and going back to it just feels a little bit awkward. But again, I know I'm putting way too much thought into this. And this is just me being way too, like, self-conscious. The other game that would also be in the same boat is Rogue Squadron 2. The other thing I discovered is I was playing a game, I need to sub it out for something because I was planning to do Battlefront 1 just with the music turned off. But the problem is I tried playing it the other day. I was getting horrific motion sickness from it. Like, not even kidding. Like, the game was making me feel physically ill because the depth of... not the depth of field, the field of view is very shallow, and the camera is very close up to the character compared to Battlefront 2. And because of all that, and also the low frame rate and motion blur, just everything about, like, the Xbox version was giving me headaches. And the PC version has the problem of it runs at an uncapped frame rate, so like trying to stream a game that's trying to run at like 2000 FPS, this is not a joke, probably would cause problems. So, and when I tried capping the frame rate with like, you know, my GPU and everything, it caused a lot of stutter. So like, Battlefront 1 is unfortunately kind of out for a streaming project, which makes me sad, because I do genuinely have a lot to say about that game. I guess I'll just tell that story once we get to that era of my life, which would probably be when we get to like Ratchet and Clank. Oh, that's gonna be a bit. But yeah, the TLDR, I guess as a little preview, is I got a PS2 for Battlefront 2 specifically, because like at the time I was a much bigger Star Wars fan than I am now, to be perfectly honest. And also, like, my sibling really wanted it too, so I think we pulled our money together. Which feels kind of wild in hindsight, given how much we do not get along anymore. Yeah, that's the TLDR, and when I got a PS2, it kind of expanded my horizons even further. Of like, oh wow, look at all these games I missed out on. Okay. For some reason I was kind of blanking on what to do next. I don't know why, because again, I've played this game 50 million times, I should remember, and yet I forgot. I could have sworn the path to the one being would have been along that area, but I think it's actually lower, so this does make sense geographically. Now I finally saw the little charge move this guy does. Alright, that actually hurt a lot. I need to level up defense, I think. Just because I'm, like, knowledgeable of this game doesn't mean I'm good at this game, unfortunately. It's an interesting distinction, actually. Like, a game you're knowledgeable in doesn't need to be a game you're good at. Obviously, for me, the example's like any fighting game, which is like, I know a lot about like story stuff, and I can know a lot about like how gameplay fundamentals work, but actually executing those gameplay fundamentals is a very different story. Like, I can tell you all about like Roman cancels, but how to actually best apply them is a whole different can of worms. I'm mostly just trying to find a gold beanie, but not having the best luck there. We found 2, which is more than I would have expected, but yeah, unfortunately the one ran. I'm sure I talked about this last time, but the music of Mario & Luigi is done by Yoko Shimomura, who is kind of my go-to answer for like, who is my favorite video game composer? So I really like the soundtrack of Mario & Luigi. She's also done Kingdom Hearts, most notably, I would say, but also did like Mario RPG. And also Street Fighter 2 is like the really anomalous one of like, a lot of people don't remember that. But again, I feel like we talked about this last time, and I'm just being a little forgetful, as I often am. I don't know which path I want to do first. I am the granddaughter of the great Chuckleroot. This is my room, and may I say, how dare you enter a woman's room uninvited? Well, since you're here, I'll share my secret with you. Have you noticed the spots in the ground that look like this? These are spots where beans lie buried in the ground. If the green one digs beneath the earth, the beans will pop out of the spot on the ground. There are a total of 5 beans hidden here. Find all 5 and I will open the door up ahead. So yeah, this is our tutorial of finding Chuckle beans if you hadn't been digging for them already, because I've already played the game a lot, so I already knew what to do here. Piece of cake. You found all 5. You have done very well. If you find marks like these on the ground, dig immediately. And there she goes. Good night. And through here we should have a mini-boss, actually. We have a Wiggler to contend with. So you have this little mini-game of sorts. Not really a QTE, but still. Oh shoot, Yeah, toss a mushroom Mario's way. He's kinda hurting a bit. And then we got Aqua Wiggler. I like how Mario just bolts. Alright, they actually let you attack on your own time, but you are not allowed to get a first strike on Wiggler. So the way this fight works is we have to turn all of his pink spots yellow. Kind of a standard Wiggler fight. The problem is timing it so you don't like re-aggro when doing a counter jump. That's like the toughest part of this, I'd say. Because we'll probably hit the wrong... Yeah, we hit the wrong spot there, so we have to like hit both now. I really do enjoy this boss theme also. One thing I can definitely say about the 3DS version is its soundtrack is very good. I know the 3DS version can be a little polarizing. Wow, okay. I was not expecting to one-shot that boss. Alright then, That legitimately got me off guard, like, oh my god, I thought that'd be at least a 2-hit fight, not a 1-hit fight. You're also leveling up very fast. Average final level for this game, if I remember correctly, is usually in the low 30s, high 20s. For me, at least, from past playthroughs. On my childhood file, I got all the way up to like level 47 or something absurd. You got a red Chuckola fruit. And that's mostly just because I was bad at the game, and I like over-leveled to get through the final boss easier. Now I think I can actually deal with the final boss no problem. I might eat my words, you know, full disclosure. But like, Superstar Saga final boss is like a huge wall for a lot of people, and it definitely was for me when I first played the game. But it's also one of those things of like, at this point, I've played the game so many times that I think I'm kind of desensitized to the difficulty of that boss, if that makes sense. It's been really interesting, because like, the Mario 3 videos all went up from like edited down from the live streams, or live stream, it was just a one-stream game. But like, I got a lot of comments during the playthrough, and also like one on the video itself, which were like, this game is so hard, and it's like, it's so fascinating to me, because I've been playing Mario 3 so long, that I just kind of forget, oh yeah, this game is actually really unforgiving. Like, I almost just don't run into problems with the game that, like, someone starting out definitely will. So again, I almost feel like I have a big nostalgia bias for Mario 3. So this is the purple Chuckola cave. Guess what we'll find here? Clearly we're gonna find like $1 million or something. And the other thing that's really tricky in this game is hidden blocks. I did look up a guide of hidden blocks. Guess who forgot to open it up again? So yeah, I don't think there are any in this cave though. But just like, there's a specific type of bean that's only in hidden blocks. So that's something else to keep in mind as well. If you want to get all the bean types for reasons, you need to basically look for hidden blocks. Again, the 3DS version stat tracks everything a lot more. This version does not, and as a result is frustrating to get all of the items. Alright, just gotta spin all the way over to the other side, and we should be good to go. All 3 collected. You got a purple Chuckola fruit. And then we have a little path back. You really don't have to go this way. I think this is actually slower than just going back through the cave. Potentially. Actually, no. This is fewer screens. Alright, all 3 collected. You found all 3 Chuckola fruit types. I am amazed. Very well. You pass. Very well. Go. Alright, it's not that simple though. Yes, oh yes, the path is open. You're stuck and couldn't get past here, see? Hiding here and waiting for a couple of schmoes was brilliant. Alright, rookie, let's not waste any more time. We're golden, see? And the Chucklehuck has just gone to sleep, so his job as a guardian is not entirely being fulfilled as much as I would like. This is an area that I'm pretty sure has a bunch of hidden blocks. Hell if I remember the exact locations of them. But the Who Bean is like the rarest type. And I don't remember where all these are, but again, I should have a guide up somewhere here. I'll jump around a bit on my own to see if I can find them. Yeah, the regular blocks won't have anything of the sort, unfortunately. Is it over here? I think it's over on this side. Again, I'm putting too much thought into this, to be perfectly honest. Oh, there's one. The other one we did get up here, I think. And there should be one more that I totally spaced out on. Kinda looks like it's here, but I don't know if that's accurate. There it is. Again, we need like 35, so I'm gonna be a little bit meticulous of trying to actually find those. We are going to save because this boss might actually give me some trouble. Hopefully not, but we'll see. It can be a little tricky, but we also one-shot Wiggler, so I don't know how this is going to go. But we gotta hop, skip, and jump up here, and see what's happening in the building. What do idiots drink? Soda. What do sodas call their dads? Pop. A hippie's favorite soda? Granola Cola. I don't understand that one. My name is Bubbles. I built Chateau de Chucklehuck, and I founded Chuckola Cola Inc. And I am the ultimate comedian with the laughing and the chortling and the ha ha ha. Yes, messieurs. Indeed, what you see before you is the most legendary of sodas, the Chuckola Reserve, and I'm pleased to tell you that this Chuckola Reserve is yours to enjoy. Ha-hee-ha, I have worked on Chuckola Reserve for 1,000 years, telling it joke after joke so it would mature, and then mature some more, and then yet some more, until at last the greatest soda of all would be completed with the fizz and the tastiness. Because it is a soda of such high caliber and repute, rude guests meet a fate such as this. Why does he have a zipper, actually? Toi. That's no ordinary soda, see? We can't stand up to such a beverage. Gah. The great Chuckola Reserve is a thing to savor with the flavor and tang and yum in the belly. And it is sentient, so have fun drinking it. You know, I never thought about this, but like, it is wonderful, so wonderful. The great soda shines. However, that was not the only hidden soda power that my jokes have bred over these 1,000 years. Now I insist you fully experience the texture, taste, and aroma of Chuckola Reserve. Bon appetit! So yeah, this boss kind of threw me for a loop the first time I played it, and still kind of throws me off to this day. So here's hoping for the best. It's not really weak to jump attacks, we basically have to use hammer. Also, Mario's hammer attack is consistently the bro's attack I screw up the most, I think. Like, straight up, I constantly screw that up. So the other gimmick beyond these two attacks is Bubbles will sometimes tell jokes to it in order to actually heal it. So this is a boss with some level of like a revive mechanic, though it's not overly scary. Again, I don't have health totals memorized for this game, unfortunately. I do for like Paper Mario, though those have smaller numbers to begin with. But this game has more like standard RPG numbers, I'd say, for like health numbers, like a few hundred instead of like 20. Like we're doing 50 damage instead of like, you know, the 2 or 3 we'd be doing in Paper Mario. So it's a very different energy. I want to say this boss has like 200 or 300 health. So we're probably getting relatively close, case in point. And we're done! Wow, okay. I mean, I almost died, but beyond that, that was a very smooth fight. I was thinking about leveling up a stat, and I already forgot which one I was contemplating. Health, actually. We're getting bodied quite a bit, actually. Yeah, that didn't take very long at all. I was thinking that would take longer if I had known. I might have actually just tacked that onto the previous stream. But yeah, we are now officially like a third of the way through the game. This is not a long RPG. No, but the jokes, the puns, the humor I've saved up over the last 1,000 years. Au revoir. He just kinda eats everybody, which doesn't even make sense. Like, why would he also throw the barrel down into this cavern? So we actually have our first Luigi solo section, which is a little bit confusing because Luigi uses A by obvious default, but in battle we'll still use B. Same enemies as before. Because Luigi's by himself, and to avoid the bros getting really out of sync level-wise, I will probably elect to avoid combat here. I usually do, in all fairness. Again, Luigi often ends up slightly higher level anyway, so... Also, Luigi being the weaker of the two, attack power-wise, with our current stats, it's a little bit riskier actually trying to throw hands. I also don't know about DX which tracks like block sound, if this would throw something off if you miss these. I imagine they wouldn't count the ones that are totally missable, but you never know. Anyway, Mario's inside the barrel, so what we're gonna do is just roll it back to the kingdom. This is very silly, but also giving Mario RPG vibes with the barrel river. And conveniently, this takes us straight to the castle. Well, look at this, a very Mario-esque fellow, and some other guy. What? What is it? Mario's gut is filled to the brim with Chuckola Reserve? It's sloshing around his insides? Gross. That's terrible, it's sort of disgusting. We must contact Lady Lima immediately. By the way, what's Chuckola Reserve? Shh, I have no idea. That's an interesting onomatopoeia. Queen Bean has been in a deep sleep, just as you see her now. Did you truly obtain some of the legendary Chuckola Reserve? I don't like this, to be honest. I've never appreciated the concept of that. And there's the worm. There's the belly black worm. And there it goes. I'm surprised I'm almost surprised it doesn't come back at any point in the story, which I guess spoiler. Ooh, oh, success! A truly repugnant yet truly tremendous success! Queen Bean has returned! Ah, that's the hardest I've laughed in a long time. Well done, Lady Lima. No, your highness, it is not I, but rather the Mario Bros whom you must thank. Sir Chuckola has stolen Princess Peach's voice and the Bean Star. It was my fault. Nonsense. Why would Chuckola steal the Bean Star and Princess Peach's voice in the first place? The Bean Star is the protector of this land, and it has the power to grant any and all desires. To prevent such power from being used for evil, the Bean Star was cast into a deep sleep. It is said that a voice of great beauty is required to wake the Beanstar from its slumber. It must be the voice of a pure, noble soul. In this day and age, Princess Peach is the only one who possesses such a voice. So the reason Chuckola stole Princess Peach's voice, aha, she must plan to awaken the Beanstar and fulfill all of her desires. There's no mistaking her one true desire, to rule the world. Fear not, I foresaw this desire of hers long ago. We are prepared. Card for card, we have a better hand than she. Your Highness, Prince Peasley has arrived. Perfect timing. Master Mario, Master Luigi, head out to meet Prince Peasley. Just casually shaking the entire room. Before we do that, though, there's a secret over here. It's a hidden room with a ton of Who Beans, so I definitely want to make a detour for this before I forget. I love the designs in this game. Again, a lot of the... Oh wait, we have to go through the other side. Okay. Like, a lot of the designs in this game are just very scrunkly, and I really appreciate it. Looks like everything in town is back to normal. So they basically rebuilt the town while we were doing all that. At least that's the implication. So yeah, we can actually go back to the sewers as well if we need to. We're lucky there was no major structural damage to the castle. Indeed, that is very fortunate and very convenient. It would be great if no one attacked the town or castle anymore. Yeah, that'd be nice, monkey's paw curls. Cheers to Red and Greeny. Thank you for your help earlier. Yes, thanks to you, my secret mission is about to pay off. Prince Peasley, excellent work on your mission. Have you learned the whereabouts of Chuckola? Thanks to you, absolutely. Southeast of this castle is Woohoo University, a local research institution. Chuckola and her underlings have just snuck in there, into Woohoo University. Yes, of course, Woohoo University is the perfect place to awaken the Beanstar. I intend to march into Woohoo University right this instant. May we meet again. Master Mario, Master Luigi, this may be your chance to recover Princess Peach's voice. I shall inform the locals that you are to be allowed passage on the road to Woohoo University. It is actually blocked off by guards, up to this point. Sort of an organic roadblock. I love organic roadblocks in RPGs when they come up with like a diegetic reason to not be able to like go through an area. That's like my favorite thing in an RPG. Yes, that is very nerdy, but I love diegetic storytelling. Hi Icy, thank you for that pats, as always. Off to the University, which is a very interesting area. A lot of areas of this game are pretty dark, actually. It's a very interesting RPG. Mario RPGs in general tend to be kind of effed up at times, to be fair. This is definitely no exception to the rule. Mario and Luigi get school. Mario and Luigi go to college and make you proud. Alright, there's a guy in here that tells you how pipes work, but we don't need that information. I understand work pipes. Realizing I need to pick my words very carefully on this topic, and I'm not going to continue that any further. This is also really cool. There's a photo guy over here. How many coins do we have? 598. So, the TLDR is you can haggle with this guy to lower his prices. You can get it down to like 50 coins. But the actual poses you can adopt here change depending on what part of the story you're in. So you can actually get updated photos periodically and they'll have different poses. It's really cool. And it's kind of an Easter egg that probably a lot of people miss, just because who's going to be taking that many photos of themselves? Also, hi Chibi, welcome on in. Thank you for the hydration check. I almost said welcome on in. It's like that's not what to say here. If you ever get homesick for the Mushroom Kingdom, you should visit Little Fungi Town. It's a town built by immigrants from the Mushroom Kingdom. It's to the north of here, past Teehee Valley. There is a place with Hoobeans beyond this, I'm pretty sure. I thought they were mostly in blocks, but I guess I was mistaken. On the island out to sea, on the right edge of the map, there's a place where you can learn hand powers. Did you know that? And how about this? On the bottom right part of your map, where all the rocks are, there's a place where the Jellyfish Sisters will teach any who use hand powers an incredible new technique. Did you know that? Fine, you know fun, smart guy. Martin and Lil Lungus get their biochemistry degree. That'd be very funny. Oh my, aren't you Mario and Luigi, the superstar brothers from the Mushroom Kingdom? Wow, you're even cooler in person. But Prince Peasley's way cooler than you, no offense. That's my favorite thing, and by favorite I mean I hate it. When people are like, I'm just gonna burn you really bad, but also no offense. Like, saying no offense at the end makes it like okay, basically. So we have a mechanic here that actually kind of effed up. We got a beanstone. So NSO actually lets you use... NSO actually lets you turn on Rumble for GameCube or Game Boy player games. So you could hypothetically have it as Rumble. I left it on the exclamation point system of no Rumble, and I was like, oh wait, I screwed up, but then I'm like, wait, actually no, this was on purpose, because like, oh, how would I convey that the controller is rumbling? So it's like, it's just easier for the sake of streaming to convey it this way. Also, let's talk to you. If there's ever anything you don't understand, you should ask the town's super expert. Of course he doesn't give out super advice for free. I'm sure he'll ask for a little bit of that. Wrong one. The most important thing to do when traveling overseas is save. That's right, save. They say that saving is the best traveler's insurance around. Excuse me guys, this is kind of a dumb question, but you know when you jump on the other guy? Well, what if just then when the other guy was about to get, you know, jumped on, what if he moved out of the way at the last second? What would happen? Don't you ever wonder? Not that I need an answer, I wouldn't spend too much time thinking about it or anything. Yes, clearly you have spent no time thinking about this. But if you press the L and R button simultaneously, you'll both switch to the solo jump icon. But that's useful for when there are little ledges you have to get up, just a thought. Sheesh, for some reason my grandpa's been saying really bizarre things lately. Maybe it's just his age, but he's so loud there's no ignoring him. It's like, my grandpa's suddenly spouting out tutorial advice and I don't know what to do about it. I can think of worse problems, to be fair. I also don't have a map of the beanstones. I'm just gonna be upfront about it. I don't know where the beanstones are. Oops, wrong way. Where is the character we need to talk to about it, though? Probably over on this side of town. I think it's this guy over here. And perhaps this town's greatest intellect. Modest, too. At present, this is the ancient soybean civilization. That is this ancient soybean civilization that has captured my focus and attention. Would you like to hear my report on this great civilization of yore? The ancient soybean civilization. The age of flying spin beans, tunneling mole beans, and fast-moving dash beans. Yes, all evidence points to the advanced bean civilization once gracing this land. And as for the whereabouts of the beanstones, the heretofore hidden treasures of the soybeans, I've perhaps stumbled across some astounding facts related to this matter. I theorized this, that perhaps the beanstones were indeed buried and still rest beneath this very town. I desired so greatly to dig this town down to its foundations, and even deeper if I must, yet how am I to even guess where to begin digging? Where the mind recoils at the thought. I ask you this, how happy would I be if the two of you were to dig up these artifacts for me? Quite happy indeed, of course. I could perhaps reward you. Can you find the jewels of the soybean civilization, the beanstones? Fascinating, you are bold specimens. I theorize that there are actually 10 beanstones waiting to be unearthed. Yes, indeed. If you cover all 10 for me, perhaps I might reward you. By the way, my theory suggests that the ancient soybeans were perhaps rather on the short side. Perhaps such information may provide you a clue of some sort in your beanstone search. So that's basically telling you to use the mini form. I was gonna try to be fancy, I found a guide, and it's like my positioning was not correct. So yeah, we'll knock out the two side... There are only like 2 side quests here, so we'll knock these out real quick. Hopefully. If I remember where the other side quest is. Alright, there's also a house we need to find for Who Beans. These are missable, actually. Believe it or not. These are like tutorials, right? And battle sale and R buttons are useful for moving back to the previous menu. A lot of bugs decided to move into my old books, so I'm airing them all out. It's cheap fumigation. Expose your books to sunlight and wind, and it'll keep the bugs away. I don't know if that's actually how that works. Say, have you heard? Oh, it's big news. Prince Peasley is supposedly risking his life on a dangerous secret mission. Gotta say, I'd be devastated if anything were to happen to him. I just adore that guy. Maybe I can help him on his next secret mission. He is very popular, as it turns out. So not this arch, is... this arch. Okay. So yeah, I found, I'm looking at the Mario Wiki right now. They have screenshots of all the locations, thankfully. So I don't need to, like, fumble around too much looking for them all. Again, if I want to be really fancy, we can just try to get it without doing the dowsing for it first. But, that's a tall ask. This goes so much faster when you have a guide. It's, like, kind of ridiculous, actually. A little bit farther over. Or... there it is. I will say one frustration in this game is sometimes you can be like slightly off angle to the point that you can't actually use a bros action. It's a very subtle thing most of the time, but it can be a little frustrating. Also, we need to find the other NPC over here. Things are finally back to normal here in town. We've kept really busy trying to rebuild everything. Not you, it is someone else. Also, the shops are open. Yes, as long as you wear clothes from this shop, you'll be known as a sharp-dressed man among men. There's a couple problems with that statement, but I'm not gonna elaborate. As you can see, this is a fashion house frequented by celebrities of all kind, classy all the way, but offer prices you'd never expect from a high-class boutique. So, what do you want to do? I think these actually make you fall faster, or am I thinking of something else? There's like some kind of like item that makes you like fall fast, and it actually screws me up more often than not. If you didn't use something you bought, or have something you just don't need, I'll buy it off of you. Charity badge. I kinda don't want any of these, like the trade-offs aren't worth it. I'm also not gonna sell much in this playthrough. Of course, window shopping is free. Yeah, a lot of the characters are very, like, the designs are very nice in this game. And I really appreciate the originality to these characters. Also, we have the Star Bean Cafe, where we can make all sorts of coffees. We do not have enough beans to do anything, so we'll deal with this next time. Actually, hey, quick question. Would it bother anybody if I look for beans off screen? Because that will obviously make the playthrough go faster if I do a little bit off screen. But if y'all want me to look for things on screen, that's fine too. Yo, bros, you two traveling dudes, I'm like hurting over here in a big way, bros. Can't you help it being out? Seriously, bros, my little pet beanlets up and took off on me. Poor little dudelets. If you can catch all 5 of them for me, I'll totally make it worth your while. It'll be like, score! Beanlets are all tiny and green and stuff, fluffed all around. You can't miss them. Seriously. The thing is, they ain't, you know, super motivated, so no way this little dudes would have left town. Come on, bros, I know you guys can take care of business. Get your super on. Doing like a dude bro voice is actually surprisingly difficult, as it turns out. I feel like I'm missing a beanstone already because of the weird order I'm going in. Like I already kind of am losing track of which ones I've gotten and which ones I haven't gotten yet. Which is also a testament to my memory. That should be 7 or 8, I think. Wow, okay, this is stupid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... That's 8, I think. Again, they don't stack, which is like not my favorite thing in the world. Like that's kind of bad to not have any stacking for those. Oh hey, a beanlet. You got a beanlet. Also, thank you for the stretch break. We're almost at ad break anyway, so we'll take care of that then. Real quick, we'll look for the final 2 beanstones and trade in all these in a bit. There's this one, and then it should be this corner, it looks like. Yep, there it is. Voila! It might be all of them. We'll talk to the guy. We got time. Also being lit on the roof. Oh, you have found all 10 of the soybean sparkling beanstones. With this evidence, I can at last announce my hypothesis. Perhaps I should reward you for your endeavors. I believe that you will accept this reward I promised you. The Bros Rock. Don't even remember if this is a good item or not. It is a very good item, okay. Next time we upgrade anything in badges, we will have a big BP drop though. That's the one downside of this, but it's like kind of inevitable. Alright, so we'll look for the beanlets and then make our way to Woohoo University before too long. But I will take a short break.